join us.
I know, but it's
Oh, there's Bobby's twin brother. People are leaving because they don't know what's up, man.
Watch your step, watch your step. Try it out.
sorry. Sorry. So sorry.
You alright though? Oh, watch the pole!
Oh, thank you. That would have been really bad. I probably should wait until we stop to do this.
Beware of solid, not moving objects.
Right. Oh, long time no see. How you doing? Good.
Great. Stop here. And go against the window. We're going to have one of those signs face now, guys.
I'm a Filipino.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm from
We're
in silence. We come in peace. We come in recognition of a somber event happening in the Philippine Islands. We are here in front of the Filipino consulate to deliver a message to the Filipino people that we as activists who fight against the drug war recognize and hear the cries of the Filipino people who have been murdered since the presidency of Rodrigo Duterte. We know that since he has been in office, which is all of 45 to 50 days, he has murdered over 1,000 people who have been either accused of using or selling drugs. That ain't right. We know that all of these citizens were taken from the earth without due process. There were no arrests, there were no trials, there were no verdicts. They were given a condemnment and an execution in one spot. And it took a bullet from the local police department to make the message clear that the drug war is alive and well in the Philippines. We are here today to put the world on notice that we cannot allow a dictator to come and take war into his own hands and commit it on his own people. So we have a number of speakers here today to read the names of those who are in murder and with their own citizens here to speak on our behalf. First, I'd like to start out with my fellow board member, Mr. Hiawatha Collins, who would like to say a few words.
My name is Hiawatha Collins, and I'm a board member of Vote for New York. The drug war has been in the United States for over 40 years. 40 years, it has not accomplished anything.
Nothing.
But death, oppression of people. In the Philippines, this drug war is alive and well today, just as it is here in the United States. But the number, ladies and gentlemen, is not 1,000. It's close to 1,800 people in 50 days.
That ain't right. That ain't right.
1,800 people have been senselessly murdered, not only by the police, but by people in their own community.
That's right.
Just because they have been accused, not found guilty, but accused of being a drug user or someone who sold drugs. So if I have a vendetta, or I just don't like my neighbor, I can get away with murdering them by simply saying they sold drugs or they were drug users. There's no due process of the law. Since when, in any country, is that supposed to be acceptable?
Not at all.
No noise being made by the United States government, no noise being made by the United Nations. How long is this supposed to go on? How long are we going to stand by and let innocent people be killed just on somebody's word? And he states, Duterte states, go out and kill your neighbor if you have any evidence of whether they did have it or not.
That ain't right.
Kill them. And he said that you will not be processed because he's going to protect them. What sense does that make? We have been more demoralized, marginalized for far too long, not just in the United States, but all across the world. The Philippines right now is showing an example of how people who are being judged, convicted, and tried, and actually not even none of that, just simply murdered because of choices they made in their life. There's no medical treatment or prevention being talked about. It's just simply kill them, get rid of them, murder them. Why is this? It's because they're undesirable in the community, and who's determines who's desirable and not?
That's right.
When it comes to human rights, how is this being acceptable? And human rights, it means it doesn't matter the color of your skin or where you come from. You have a right to simple things, housing, food and shelter. And people, by simply making choices in their life, are being murdered. What are we going to do about it? We're coming out today and making it known that we can no longer support this and be quiet. We'd like for our government, the United Nations and the Philippines, to make some noise and stop this process and this unnecessary murder that's going on of innocent people. Thank you very much. No more! No more! No more! Drug war! 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 We now have here who is a Filipino citizen, and she's coming to speak on behalf of her countrymen. Welcome, Linda Oalican.
Good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
My name is Linda Oalican. I'm the executive director of Damayan, meaning helping each other. Damayan Migrant Workers Association. We're a group of Filipino domestic workers. Migrant workers who are forced to leave our country because there are no jobs at home and there's widespread poverty. Poverty, that is the main cause of why there's a lot of poor Filipinos who have to turn to drugs because they're so hopeless and they don't know what to do.
That ain't
They
right.
keep on living in a country where the government has failed to provide livelihood and basic services for its people.
That ain't right.
We, Filipinos, migrant workers in the United States, do not support the strategy of President Duterte in killing users, drug users, because especially there is no judicial process to prove that these poor people are guilty of any crime. If at all, those who are guilty are the drug pushers, those who make a living by selling drugs to the poor people. What kind of a president is this that do not address the root causes of drug addiction for poor people and instead, instigate and promote the killing of poor people and, reward those who, take, justice in their own hands and forget about judicial process. That is not, the leader of a country in a civilized world. And I'm sorry to say, I am so ashamed. Our president has done good things. Lately, he has released top political prisoners in the country. He has said he's going to stop the demolition of homes of poor people. Yes, these are good decisions of our president. But on this issue, Mr. President Duterte, please stop the killings. You can do better than this if you are, showing that you are brave, that you are not afraid to do the right thing. The first thing that you should do is to fix our economy.
That's right.
Look at